Coinbase versus Kraken. Which exchange should you be using? Now, this is a question that people have asked for years now because when it comes to Coinbase and Kraken, these are two of the top exchanges in the world. However, they have their unique set of pros and cons, and that's exactly what I want to talk about in today's video. So if you've been wondering which exchange best suits your needs, well, we're going to break down all the pros and cons, all the features that Kraken and Coinbase have, and then help you decide which one might be the best for your unique situation. So all that we ask here is that if you like the content that we make, consider hitting that like button, consider hitting that subscribe button, and if you really like the content, then consider checking out some of those links in the description down below. So let's go ahead and kick things off with Coinbase first, shall we? Now, when it comes to Coinbase, they are larger than Kraken. They are publicly traded on the New York Stock Exchange. They are a little bit more harshly regulated, and for this reason, they are a safer option. Now, it's not to say that Kraken is an unsafe option by any means, but when it comes to Coinbase, they are regulated more harshly by the SEC since they do have that New York Stock Exchange public listing. Now, both are relatively on the safe side of exchanges. In fact, I would rank Coinbase as the safest exchange out there, and then I would rank Kraken as a very close second, but just a tier under Coinbase. And then everything else kind of follows in suit after those two. So it's not like one is extremely safe and one is extremely risky. I still view both of them on the safer side of exchanges. However, Coinbase does have an extra layer of security and kind of regulation that's built into that. Now, when it comes to Coinbase, they will have a little bit of an easier interface. Coinbase has very quickly become the most used exchange in the world for a reason. They have all these bells and whistles, all these features built into a very simple interface. And now what they've actually allowed you to do is to toggle from an easy interface to an advanced interface, all with the click of a button in the bottom left-hand corner of their exchange. This allows newer users, people who are not as familiar with crypto, to come in here, buy a ton of different cryptocurrencies, stake their crypto, get plugged in, and use all the different kind of features that crypto can offer, all from a singular place. Now, for this reason, and for kind of the easy interface that they have built out, it is better for beginners. Now, because of this kind of added bonus, this ease of access, they do charge you a premium on just about everything. If you want to stake, you're going to be getting a lower yield. If you want to trade, you're going to be paying a little bit more in fees. If you want to use a lot of the features that they provide, you will be paying a little bit more. And that's because they know that they are the largest, they know that they are one of the safest, and they know that they are one of the best at what they do. And they're very, very easy to use. And that is why they charge a premium. Because most people are saying, hey, if I'm safe and it's easy and I don't have to worry about a lot and I don't have to figure it out, then I am okay to pay that premium. Now, if you are a little bit more advanced, that is where Kraken can come in. Now, when it comes to Kraken, you're also going to get a little bit more of variety. Coinbase has done a really good job here recently by adding in a bunch of different cryptocurrencies, especially over the last year or two. They've been really good about expanding how many altcoins that they have. If anybody was back around in 2017, 2018, like I was, you would know that you would have to fight teeth and nail to try to get a Coinbase listing, and it was a really, really big deal. If even a single altcoin got added to Coinbase, nowadays they have hundreds of different options to choose from. However, you do get a little bit more variety when you go to something like Kraken. So if you can't get access to something on Coinbase, then the odds are Kraken could have it added there before Coinbase does. The Coinbase process to adding coins is, again, a little bit more strict. And sometimes they can be biased towards what they are directly invested in through Coinbase Ventures, whereas Kraken tends to be a little bit more lenient with their addition process. So for Kraken, you're going to get a little bit more variety. And when it comes to Coinbase, again, you're going to be a little bit more limited on not only what you can trade, but how you can trade. And that brings me into my next point here, which is Coinbase has slightly less features for traders. What I mean by this is you can go into Coinbase, you can toggle on the advanced mode, and from there, you're going to have a few different order types. You can trade limit orders, market orders, or stop limit orders. And that's about it when it comes to the complexity of it. Now, when you go to Kraken, or more specifically Kraken Pro, you're going to have a plethora of different orders. I'm talking limit, markets, stops, trailing orders, take profits, you name it. Kraken has just about every single kind of order type that you can want. You can have conditional orders, you can set all sorts of brackets, and there's just a lot more complexities that go into that. So again, for newer traders, that might scare you. It might be a little bit much. But for more experienced traders, you are going to be getting a lot more options in terms of cryptos that you can get exposure to, but also in the options that you can actually choose from when deciding on your trade and what you want to do with that. Now, another big kind of discerning factor for a lot of people is, hey, which one is cheaper? Which one is cheaper when it comes to trading fees? And we touched on this a little bit earlier, but because of Coinbase's kind of premium that they offer, they do charge a little bit more. And what I actually want to do here is switch us over to a screen share when we can look at the different order types. And I'm going to take myself off the screen real fast here and zoom us in. But on Kraken Pro, you can see that the maker fee is going to be 0.25% for anybody that's trading anywhere from $0 to $10,000. And your taker fee is going to be around 0.4%. Now, to briefly explain what a maker and taker fee is, this is for limit orders. If you are trading, not using a market order, you're not buying at whatever the current price is, you are placing and saying, hey, I want to be filled at a specific price, and you're willing to wait until that price happens. It could be close, it could be far away. Say the price of Bitcoin is $100,000 and you want to get filled at $99,000. Well, you would place a limit order to get there. However, if the current price was $100,000 and you immediately wanted to get filled, then you would do a market order and it would fill you at the closest available price, and you probably lose a tiny bit on slippage. So if you are placing a limit order, you're going to be getting a lower fee of, again, anywhere from 0.25% for those limit orders and around 0.4% for the market orders. Now, the more money that you trade here over a 30-day window, the lower that they are going to make your fees. This is a very popular structure for exchanges because they want to attract and reward and keep the bigger whales. So if you are a bigger trader, this will add up. If you're trading $100,000+ in a 30-day window in terms of volume, well, your fees are going to be cut in half from 0.25% to almost 0.1%. And the same thing goes with your market orders as well. Now, if we go over and we look at Coinbase's fee structure, it is about double what Kraken offers for their maker and taker fees. We can see that the taker fee on Coinbase for anywhere from 0 to 10K is 0.6, so 0.6%. When we go back to Kraken, we can see that it was significantly lower than that, at around 0.4%. So the maker and taker fees on Coinbase are going to be a little bit more because of that premium. Again, they know that they are sitting in pretty much the number one spot for exchanges, and they have this super easy, user-friendly platform. So they charge a premium because of their household name. Whereas Kraken knows that they can essentially try to gobble up market share by having lower fees. So to kind of wrap this back in, and you can pause this video if you want to see either of these, because Coinbase has the same plan where the longer, or rather the more money you're trading, the lower they're going to bring in your trading fees. And once you become a really big whale, they actually bring you down to near 0% fees for maker and taker fees. And it's something to definitely pay attention to. But if we go back to kind of the core thing that we were talking about which one of these two is actually better for you, well, I think if you are a more advanced trader, then you're probably going to lean a little bit more towards Kraken. You get more variety, more advanced orders, and you also get cheaper fees. If you are maybe a little bit newer and you don't care about all the complexities of trading and these advanced order types and some crazy smaller market cap crypto, then Coinbase is probably going to be a better situation for you. When it comes to the overall exchanges, Coinbase does have a couple other advantages over Kraken. Most notably, the massive success that their base layer 2 chain has had makes it really easy to swap cryptocurrencies natively on Coinbase. They have this really built-in convenient feature for this. And sometimes they will even let you transfer stuff around for, basically zero fee because of how cheap the base network is. They also have the Coinbase wallet that allows you to pretty much seamlessly transfer crypto from your exchange account to your Coinbase wallet in this near instant, almost fee-less structure that is really, really convenient. So Coinbase does have a step up there because they are a little bit larger in nature, and they have the addition of the Coinbase Layer 2 chain for Ethereum, and then they also have the Coinbase wallet, which a lot of users like to interact with, especially if they like interacting with the Ethereum ecosystem. And then the final thing that I want to talk about here when it comes to Coinbase versus Kraken is leverage. And this is something that we get asked about from time to time, but both exchanges do offer leverage now. Now, Coinbase, it's a little bit newer, and they offer leverage through futures contracts, and it's exclusively through futures contracts. And what this means is that these are contracts that expire every month. You can buy and sell at any point, but the contracts are set at a specific amount of leverage, and they cost a specific amount of money, meaning that you can only go buy a whole number of one contract, two contracts, 5 contracts. You cannot buy a fraction of a contract. So if there is a futures contract on Bitcoin, well, one contract might cost $3 or $300, and it might be set at 5x leverage. So you cannot adjust the leverage, you cannot adjust the amount of the contract. However, what you can do is scale. If you want a larger position, maybe you want it to be more volatile, you can increase the amount of money from 1 to 10 contracts. But the leverage amount and the cost of the contracts, while they can vary over time, they will, for the most part, stay roughly around the same area. And you can only hold them for about a month at a time unless you want to roll over, but that's a topic for a separate day. When it comes to Kraken, they are a little bit different. And also, let me just say this before we move on. Coinbase is a little bit easier to get approved for leverage trading. They have a smaller vetting process, and it's typically less risky than what Kraken has. Now, when it comes to Kraken, they have margin trading through perpetuals and other means. This allows you to actually adjust, in some ways, adjust your leverage. You can get more volatile assets. You can put in more of a specific amount of money, so you're not necessarily tied to a set amount or a fixed leverage amount. And they do have different options. So again, with Kraken, you get a little bit more variety, a little bit more freedom. However, they do have a harder vetting process. When it comes to trading leverage on Kraken, you're going to get significantly more coins to actually trade leverage on, like a lot more. And you have to be an accredited investor. So generally speaking, they want you to have a net worth of around $1 million minimum, and they will ask you about this. And if you get approved through that, then you can go ahead and trade leverage. So again, the vetting process is harder, but you get a lot more freedom, you get a lot more options, and that's a big pro on the Kraken side. So let's wrap back to the original question. Which exchange is the best for you? Well, I really think that it comes down to what are you trying to do and how experienced are you? If you are more experienced and you want all the bells, all the whistles, you really know how to navigate around an exchange, and you are a more experienced person in the crypto and maybe the trading space, well, Kraken might actually be a little bit of a better option for you. They're a little bit more tech savvy with all the bells and whistles that they have, whereas Coinbase is a little bit more simple and basic in nature, and they are going to charge you premiums for a lot of those things, and you're also going to have less options to work from. Now, personally, I use both. I like exchanges. I trade on both of them. I think that they're both nice and they have their pros and cons. However, if you are looking for a little bit of a deeper dive about what is the difference between these two, that's really what it comes down to. So I hope this video helped you out. Hopefully this helped you kind of understand which one might be a better fit for you specifically. And that is going to go ahead and wrap us up for this video. So if you liked the video, everyone, consider hitting that like and subscribe button. We got a lot more tutorials and market breakdowns just like this one coming your way. So if you like this one, you're going to like a lot of the other content that we have coming. But until next time, everyone, we will see all of you in the next video.